Hey everyone, let's take a look at Monday's weekly practice problems. So we're going to get started with number 1, which is solving a subtracting with fractions. So for this problem, we have to remember when we are subtracting fractions, we have to have common denominators right here. The 3 and the 8 cannot be just subtracted from each other because they don't have the same label. So what we have to do is find a number that they both go to. And so if we think about, let me actually get that out of the way. If we think about using, going through your 8, so we have 8, 16, 3 can't go into 16, 24. I know 3 can go to 24, so that's going to be the closest number they both have in common. So we can change them both to be out of 24. So remember the golden rule when we are changing anything, whether it's an equation, ratio, or fraction, if you change one part of the fraction, you have to change the other. So if we change 3 to a 24, we did that by multiplying by 8. To keep it equivalent, we also need to do that to the top. So we have 16 24ths. On the second one, 8 to a 24 is actually times 3. So that means I also need to multiply the numerator by 3, which is 9. So now we can subtract because they have the same denominator. So 16 24ths minus 9 24ths gives me 7 24ths. But we need to go back up here to the top. We have these two whole numbers, 4 and 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. And then we have 2 and 7, 24ths left over. Okay, so that is how you do number 1. So for Tuesday, it's going to be a similar type of problem. Okay. So now let's take a look at number 2. It's been a while since we did multiplying decimals. So remember, before you start multiplying, think about these numbers as their whole, like if there was no decimals, so 64 and 28. So I'm going to do this using the algorithm, 64 times 28. But feel free, if you wanted to, you can do the box method. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to leave it over here. But you can also solve it doing this method. So if I use this, I have to think 8 times 4, which is 32. Carry the 3 because of the place value. 8 times 6 is 48, plus the 3 is 51. And then we have to remember this 2 right here actually represents 20, so we need to put the 0 down. And then 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 6 is 12. So then we add those up. We have 2, 9, 7, 1. So we have this as our answer, but we have to go back and look at our decimals places. We have 1, 2, which gives us 2 in our answer. And another way you can also do this, remember, is look at your whole numbers. 6 times 2 is 12. So the only place that makes sense is here between the 7 and 9. Okay, now let's take a look at number 3. So number 3 is the solving the equations. So remember, when we solve, we are just going to do the inverse or the opposite to undo the problem. 29 minus 29 cancels out. We have x equals, and then 47 minus 29. We're going to have to borrow. This becomes 17, so that's 8. 3 minus 2 is 1, so 18. Remember, we can always check our answer by plugging in and seeing if that is a true statement. Check. Okay, and I love this question. We had great conversations today about it in class. So Max has half a pizza left. So I'm going to make a rectangle pizza because I like doing fractions with rectangles. So he ate this piece. It's gone, okay? He wants to split it with 2 friends. So that means there's 3 people total. So I'm going to actually switch colors so we can talk about it. So they're going to split this into 3. And our brains want to think, oh, that would be a third. But it's a third of the half. So it would be, they would get 1 slice out of, and so to understand this, we're actually going to continue to draw the line across, like cut the missing piece also into thirds, which shows us that they actually got 1/6 of the pizza. And so if you mathematically wrote this out, you would do a half divided by 3 gives me 1/6. And you should think of it as because it should be a lot less of a fraction because we're dividing half of a pizza into 3 sections. So that would give you 1/6. Okay, if you have any questions, remember you can ask tomorrow in class. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.